Hi everybody! So, whoa, I look like I have a huge body and a little head. Why does it look like that? Maybe I just need to put it down. I look a little more symmetrical now. So hi everybody, my name is Flower Nicole. Welcome to today's live show. I am coming to you for the first time in a really long time. I've never actually done Instagram Live, but I've been doing Facebook Live, so I'm trying to see how all the different social media groups are. So this week's flower of the week was elm. So the flower essence elm is for when you're feeling overwhelmed with your life or job or project or anything like that. And I would normally facilitate a mini tapping session, so an emotional freedom technique on the emotion. But since I'm still getting over the flu, I don't feel I'm in a balanced place to facilitate that. So sorry guys, no tapping session this week. But I should be better by next week. I'm hoping. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I wanted to share with you what has been going on with my social media in the last two posts. So I did some pretty big shares the last two posts. The first one was sharing with you how I realized that I had still other layers of abandonment issues in regards to my father. And then the second post was in regards to finally just being truthful about my past in the adult industry, the fear, the shame with sharing that. Also sharing with you that I've dealt with anger and resentment towards myself. I mean, to the point where I had a rash all over my body. And also anger and resentment towards my mom. So all these things that I want to share with you finally, I've really held on to them. Yeah, abandonment issues is a big one. I'll come back to that. I want to just bullet point the things that I've been going through and then definitely jump into the abandonment stuff. But I wanted to share with you guys not just the happy pictures anymore. I feel like our social media is very like, look at me, I'm smiling, everything's fine and dandy, rainbows and butterflies and flowers, right? But I realized that holding on to my story with shame and fear specifically wasn't helping anyone. It wasn't even helping me. So I want to be as much as an open book as I can be and face those fears and release that shame that I had. So the first post that I put up about my abandonment issues was all triggered by my my husband, which I'm really grateful that he triggered me. So a trigger is when things happen in our lives that bring up emotions that maybe we're kind of stuffed down. And that's what a trigger is. And a trigger is not a bad thing. It's a wonderful opportunity to recognize that we had emotions stuffed down and hidden. And so he triggered me, and by finally deciding that he wanted to quit his regular job and really go for his passion, which is acting and writing. And I was very happy for him, completely on his side, until I realized, oh my God, who's going to pay the bills? Oh my God, I have to pay the bills now? I can't just focus on my practice, and if I don't get clients, everything's still taken care of. Like, oh my Lanta. Yeah, really cool, huh, Robbie? And so I really it was a wake-up call, it was a trigger, and I started freaking out, and I'm like, okay, I'm not freaking out about him, and there's something deeper here. And when I meditated, I realized that it all really stemmed back to trying to have all my partners, my male partners and my spouse, fill the shoes of my dad. You know, they were filling the shoes of that daddy that wasn't there, you know, to take care of me and to provide for me. And so I've always kind of been dependent on men to take care of me. And so that was a really big awakening to recognize that. And so I've released other emotions in regards to my father not being around. And when this came up, I'm like, oh my God, I still have abandonment stuff in there. But that's okay, because emotions tend to be like an onion. So there's layers, and you might pull off a layer of fear, And then a couple weeks later, you're like, what? There's still fear in there? What's going on? It's not the same layer. It's a different layer, a deeper, older layer. So making progress here. And so that was the first awakening. I said, you know what? I can rely on myself. I don't need to rely on others to get me anything. I don't need to act like a child to get things. I'm a 32-year-old woman and I can do this. And so that was an awakening on that. Then it was funny because after I posted that post about that going on, I had an emotional release. I was like crying, bawling my eyes out. And I was really upset and crying, but I'm like, okay, I know that the crying is just for a moment. And that's just because the emotions came up, right? And you just release them. Yeah, I know, I get that a lot, Robbie. And so, thank you for that. Thank you. And so I cried, and then maybe 5 minutes later I felt better. And I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I feel more empowered. Like, I can do this, you know, I can really like grow my practice and, you know, make my own income and not be dependent on other people. So it was really beautiful to awaken to that. Then the second post was a post in regards to kind of shedding light on my past experience working in the adult industry and having lots of shame and fear from that. Acknowledging and sharing with you that I had lots of anger and resentment towards myself and towards my mom. And those were really big challenges to overcome. I feel like I've overcome the challenge of the anger and resentment towards my mother. Our relationship is so much better, but it took some uncomfortable times to get through those emotions and a lot of forgiveness. And when I recognized that I had fear and anger about myself, to myself, I got a horrible rash all over my body. It was angry. And that's really how I felt about myself. And so my body released it with a rash. It was not fun. Not at all. Thank you, Awake. And so that rash was just the body detoxing from the suppressed anger that I had had for so many years. Then the shame and the fear about sharing with you my experience in the adult industry was, it's getting less and less. The more I talk about it, the more I want to share it with you guys so that if there's any other women out there that are feeling the same way or have gone through the same experiences, that we can work together to release the emotions through tapping and flower essences. And an onion layer at a time, you know? Doesn't have to all be like a Band-Aid, ripping it all off. An onion layer at a time. And so I'll be sharing more and more with you guys about my past so that if you know someone who's been through something similar, you can point them my way and I can work with them. We can work together to get through it. Another thing that I still even haven't mentioned on any of my posts is that I did experience sexual abuse as a child when I was 4 years old. So I can empathize with a lot of people. And I'm really grateful that I'm doing this work and that there are people who want to listen to me and want to receive help from me. And more is coming. So let's see. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Awake. Hi, Alchemist. Hi, everybody. Have you guys gone through anything like this in your life? I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, like very similar, huh, Robbie? What's going on? What have you experienced? I'd love to hear from you guys. There's a lot more interaction here than there is on Facebook, so that's good. Woohoo! It's nice to interact because I can sit here all day and just talk, but it's nice to have like an interaction with people. Yeah. I'd love to hear your stories, and I would love, if anyone's really feeling triggered right now or feeling like, oh my God, yes, I really could use some help to release this past or the present feelings, please schedule the free discovery call with me. I really love to get to know you It's a 30-minute chat. We talk about what you've gone through in your life, what you're hoping to receive by releasing it, and we can see if we can work together to move forward and have peace in our lives. Yeah, all you have to do is just click I'm on Instagram, so there's a link on my bio. Go ahead and click that, and then that will take you to the book, The Discovery Call. And I really love to hear more from everyone, especially if you're somebody that is rewatching it. I am a naturopath, and I specialize in something called the Emotional Freedom Technique, also known as tapping or EFT, and also flower essences. So flower essences are what's right behind me. They are not essential oils. So flower essences are the frequency or vibration of the flowers, and those frequencies help us to release energetic blockages or emotions that we have trapped. So think about an emotion like a car crash, and we have electrical highways through our body. When we have a trauma or an emotion that we just can't deal with at the moment or don't know how to release it, it creates a car crash in those highways. And those car crashes prevent the electrical pulse in our body from going perfectly up and down, right? It creates a blockage. So the flower essences, which when you work with me, I make you a custom formula that you will take on a monthly basis. And that energetic frequency will start to shake the car crashes loose, right? And then when we do the emotional freedom technique, which involves tapping on your body and all the meridians, it starts to just bring up all of the suppressed feelings. We bring love and empathy to those feelings, and then through that love and empathy, that's when you can release it. So that is the practitioner that I am, and I would really love to work with you guys. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome, Awake. I'm not there anymore. I actually moved my practice, but I'm in there once in a blue moon taking yoga classes. If not, just schedule a discovery call with me, and I'd love to meet up with you if you're in the Temecula area. We don't have to do it through Zoom video conferencing. So, yes, all in all, this was my very first Instagram Live. Whee! It went pretty good. You guys are way more alive than the people on Facebook. I do videos, live videos on Facebook, but nobody writes. It's like crickets. Cricket. Awake, if you click the link in my bio on Instagram, that link will take you to another page that says book your free discovery chat with me. And go ahead and just click that and schedule it. And then the notes section will be like, I'm in Temecula, let's meet up. And maybe we can meet up at a coffee shop or at a park or something. Let's see. And every week I normally do a mini tapping session. Like this week, the flower that was the flower of the week was elm. And so elm is the flower for feeling it's backwards. Well, that's the flower. You take it internally, and this is the flower that helps with feelings of being overwhelmed. So whether it's work or your house or any of that stuff, this flower helps just to release it, and it works. Like within one dosage, you will feel so relaxed. It's amazing. And there's no contradictions with taking flower essences with any medication. So if you are on a medication or prescription, you do not have to fear. But yeah, so every week I choose a flower essence to do this live show with, and then we do a mini tapping session. Like even though I feel overwhelmed, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed and a little afraid that I can't do what I need to do, I'm still a good person and I'm worthy of love. So you see how we're acknowledging the emotion, then bringing love and empathy to it. But since I'm just getting over the flu, it's been 3 days since I've been sick. I want to be 100% to be able to facilitate a tapping with you guys. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, you do ingest. So flower essences, you take them internally. So I even have formulas that are specific for fear. So it's called Fearless. So it's a blend of flower essences that help you to release fears. I have some for grief. I have some for Sleep issues. Yeah. Have you ever had that issue where your mind's just like beaky, 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 and you're trying to like fall asleep? There's a flower essence for that. It stops the monkey chatter, what I call it. So flower essences is not a very well known modality, a natural modality here in the United States, but my intention is to make it well known. So by doing these shows and sharing them with you guys. Yeah. So, if you guys have any other questions, I'm here and I'd love to hear from you. Let's schedule those discovery calls and let's get to know each other more. And yeah, this show was a little different than most of my shows. This was more of like a real talk because I couldn't do my tapping session, which normally takes like 15 minutes. But I'm not 100% and I want to be 100% for you guys. So I'm getting there though. Today, so the first 2 days I was like dead asleep, couldn't move. Then today my snot just started running. It was like a faucet. I couldn't turn it off. So that's okay. I feel like that's me getting better, the snot coming out. Thank you guys for joining me. Remember, my live shows are every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We do a mini tap on an emotion to help you start getting rid of it, getting it out of you. And I will keep sharing my stories with you guys. I had to face my fears, and it's becoming easier and easier. I'm releasing the shame from my past, and I'm really intending to just help anyone that's going through the same things that I've been through or am going through. We can work together as a team. All right. Oh, cool. Nice, Awake. Oh, the vitamin shop. Nice. Well, meet up with me, schedule that discovery call, and we can go from there and see where we can meet up. Maybe at the Liquid Leaf. I love that place. All right, guys, gonna have some oatmeal and get to bed. Good night, and make sure you spay and neuter your pets. I don't know. I don't have a closing call yet. What did I say in the other one? Oh, I just said it's oatmeal time. Bye. Oh, how do I turn it off? Okay, there we go. Bye.